Welcome to part 9 of 60 tips for Grassroots football coaches compilation.
Try and use 2v2, 3v3 and 4v4 versions of your small-sided games as much as you can at every age group, even adults. So if you're working on a passing practice of as many passes you make is as many goals as you get, don't just go straight into a 6v6 or 7v7 and do this. Start at 2v2, then try 3v3, try 4v4 and look at all the different outcomes you get. Players will get more touches, they'll be more involved and they'll get more decisions to make. Yes, then you want to open it up for older players, especially to 6v6 and 7v7, so it can be a bit more tactical and then you've got a wider area to work over. But work in 2v2, 3v3 and 4v4 versions of your small-sided games as well as the 6v6 and 7v7. Work on defending as much as you can. We don't work on defending enough. Okay, so work on your training sessions on 1v1 defending, 2v2 defending and 3v3 and 4v4 defending. This is vital for all your age groups, but think about how much time you spend defending during your matches and we don't spend enough time training it. So start to work on all those different elements of defending throughout your sessions. Even if you're doing matches, don't just talk about the attacking. Talk about the defending side of it as well and start to give tips on players on how to defend better. Don't be a PlayStation coach. A PlayStation coach is someone that stands there, pass, shoot, dribble, cross. This will not help players because players need to be able to make decisions themselves, even if they get them wrong, which they will do all the time. But you taking their decision making away will make them less effective as they get older. It's like sitting in an exam with a kid and giving them the answers to the exam. When they have to use it in real life situations, they're going to struggle. So don't PlayStation coach, let them make their own decisions. And when they get older, the game is so quick and they will have made their decision before your shout even comes out and they won't hear you half the time either. Okay, so let them make decisions and don't PlayStation coach. One of my biggest things for grassroots coaches, think about the environment you're cultivating and the people you are producing through your team. So it's not about trying to produce professional football players all the time, it's about trying to produce good people. And the way to kind of frame this in your mind is pretty much everyone in your team is going to have to get a job. So are you creating kids that are going to be adults that one, you would either want to work for you, work alongside you, or you'd want to be your boss? It's a great way to frame things when you're creating an environment and thinking, right, if I'm letting that player shout at a referee or moan at a referee, what is that player going to be like when they go into employment when they're older? Are they going to be successful or not? Ultimately, as a coach in a grassroots football, you're trying to create people, not necessarily football players. Try something called the weak foot game. Now, I know the term might be non-dominant foot game, but I've used the term weak foot game for years, so I'll just carry on using that for now. So the way this game works, and you can do it in any possession practice, any match practice, the smaller the practice, the more touches players will get. So I'd always recommend doing this in 2v2, 3v3 and 4v4 because it's about repetition of touches. But the way it works is you're only allowed one touch with your stronger foot and the foot you like to use. That might be your first touch or your last touch, it doesn't matter. But I'm predominantly right-footed. So if the ball comes to me, I can control it with my right, but then every touch needs to be with my left. Or I might control it with my left, take another touch, then the last touch can be with my right. But players are only allowed one touch with that non-dominant foot or weaker foot. Don't make training sessions too easy and don't make them too difficult. Make sure players are challenged. If you get the challenge level right, players will be engaged all the time and they'll always be switched on and concentrating. So a key rule to it is if they're getting success twice out of 10 every 10 attempts, it's probably a bit too hard. If they're getting success 8 times out of every 10 attempts, it's probably too easy. If they're getting success 5 times out of every 10 attempts, you've got the level of your session right. And as soon as they start getting more success, that's your time to make it a bit more difficult. So use the rule of 2, 5 and 8 to decide when to change your sessions and when to add progressions in.
In September, I am running an online coaching course for grassroots coaches. This can be for coaches that are level 1, uefa C license or level 2, and it's going to go through everything you need to coach your grassroots team. There will be lots of value in this for new coaches as well as experienced coaches. We'll be running over 6 weeks with a series of webinars. If you miss a webinar, you'll be able to make it up as well. But we'll go through things like how to plan your sessions, how to adapt for individuals within your group, especially when you've got players that are at different ability levels. We'll go through formation, small-sided games, how to deal with some parents, how to create a culture for your team, how to develop individuals around the four corners to help them physically, technically, tactically, psychologically. We will go through loads and loads of session plans and session design stuff. In my experience, that's what grassroots coaches want. They want help with designing their sessions and how they can do that over a season. So a large bulk of the 6-week course will be working on creating your sessions, making sure your sessions are appropriate for your players, and making sure your sessions are helping players develop. You can sign up and register interest for this course, and then we will be sending out links about how to get involved and get enrolled on the course. It will be starting in September. Hopefully you're looking at the 60 tips videos that we're currently releasing and going through. And you can find more information on the TSC Coaches Club, which is on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook as Seb Tidy, and we'll have lots of free content out there as well. You can already see a lot of free content on our Coaches Club, which, like I said, is on Facebook, and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, there's loads on there. Any coaches you think that will really benefit from this course, please share this with them, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you on the course in September.